Hi everyone, this is Lori with Three Keys Astrology, and this is your forecast for August 15th through the end of the month. The winds of change are turning and churning, and I want you to know that as a member of my Three Keys Astrology group, as someone who's interested in astrology and on any kind of a spiritual path, now more than ever, our love, our prayers, our compassion, and thoughtfulness and understanding needs to be really, really refined. We have four planets going backwards. Two of these planets have to do with the construction of our society and our civilization. Healers, um, because energy is contagious, can do amazing things now. And the world needs us. Now, on the flip side, politics and things tainted with corruption or colored naturally by corruption because of the tendency for human beings to have greedy urges and that urge that's instinctual where of earthbound matters where we want to be connected to something powerful, our group, our political affiliation, our club, excuse me, please, our clique of women who don't let other women join us, that really sickening high school mentality that I talked about in the beginning of the first part of August's astrology, and that palpable fact of um, our acknowledging how ignorant we are and primitive we are when it comes to conflict resolution. This is happening in all families. This is something that we can certainly change, and that force of winds, the age of Aquarius, are saying, you can do better. You can do better, and I can do better. And all this does is gridlock us in space and time because the stubbornness is still so strong. And the other thing I would encourage you while I'm calling on all healers to pray 3 times a day to hold that energy of peace, especially when you meet a confrontational other. Okay? The other thing is, encourage you. I encourage you because nothing can tip off your the homeostasis in your body like being upset, like having blood pressure raised and a pounding heart. And we've been a bit hypnotized by television, and there's a very good reason for that. Because our souls come from the heavens, the Neptunian part of our bodies, minds, and souls longs for that escape. That's why we like movies and why we're mesmerized by music and why we flock to concerts and why our entertainment industry is filled with images, photographs, and the imagination that fill our imaginations. So I'm going to ask you to really cleanse how connected you are to the news. Now, if you are a lawyer, if you're a politician, if your job is paralegal, you've already been inundated and soaked with these trying and pulling and antagonistic energies for your entire work week. Why would you want to come home when you're supposed to relax and unwind and be embroiled in more of that? So, because it's August and we don't get to have this month ever again, and because August, our sun in Leo is about the heart, and we have intuition in our heart too. Please know that. The heart is the most intuitive organ of your human body. The heart. I have a couple of videos on the channel in the middle, sunshine, lemons, egg yolks, and astrology that'll really help you think about that heart-centered time. But that construct that I spoke to you about when I filmed yesterday, the first half of August, and made that video, Riding Lightning and a Fire Snorting Bull, explains why people are clashing, why bulls are locking their horns, whether it's mother, daughter, father, son, partner against partner, Democrats against Republicans, anything that requires us to, anything that, you know what it boils down to, friends? Ego. So if you think you're smarter than your parents, or you think you're more entitled than your coworkers, if you think you are the be-all, know-all portal of wisdom, oh my God, you're going to have inevitable clashes, because all those things are just lies. Something we're really going to confront this month. Virgos especially. So if any of your 3 keys are in Virgos, please make sure you see the first half of August's video and reading for August 2021. Now, I'm telling you that something big is going on the 15th of August. So this day starts on a Sunday. Be holy, be quiet, be spiritual, be loving, because we've got, the energy feels like the fires that are burning out west. For those of us that are sensual, intuitive, and feeling, there's a very strong influence of scorched dirt, because man's fighting himself. So you are fighting yourself when you fight with your family members. You're creating internal struggles and ill health. If you have not resolved issues with your parents and they passed on, you need to go in deep prayer, pray for the ascension of their souls, and pray for forgiveness. Scorched dirt and burning fires and charred hearts and souls by cruel words are a real thing right now. It's an ugly side effect of pop culture. And if any of you moms are hurting, mothers of adult children especially, I'm working on something, and I haven't quite chiseled out how that's going to come about. But I read for people all over the world, from South Africa to Spain to Scotland to Sydney, Australia. Moms are hurting. Adult children now are different than the adult children of the 50s and 60s when we were growing up. And this detachment and attachment to electronics is numbing our forms of attachment, especially sexually. And I warn all of you all the time about this creepy swipe dating and sharing your body and your lineage and your DNA with these strangers in kind of an electronic exchange. The meat and potatoes of mind, body, and soul are not commercial. They're not, when we share our lives and ourselves, this is not a financial exchange. It's not, it's a spiritual exchange. And when you share your body with too many people, you're taking on their energy. Most especially women, because we sexually take in someone else's body. And that's dangerous. And that needs to be sacred. So the other weirdness that's going on in the ethers is that in the second half of August, we have our second full moon in Aquarius. So the signs that are most getting duped are Virgo. The signs that are most getting a lot of flack are Leo. The signs most having to go through some shocking changes are Taurus and Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. Aquarius, things are coming to an end, and you might be trying to freeze yourself off, freeze up inside and not acknowledge what is going on. And you really have to. Now, for all of you, no matter what your sign is, know that I do astrology coaching. So if you're part of my Facebook group, that's private, 3 Keys Astrology on Facebook, you can DM me. My website is 3keysastrology.com. All my services are listed. But astrology coaching is where we meet for an hour. We discuss any subject, no holds bar, but according to your stars. And that's where my expertise comes in. because I'm 59 years old, a mother, a grandmother, someone who's been through an awful lot of change in her life, but who embraces it, for I have a very strong Aquarian soul. Aquarius, the way that you do need to get grounded, Aquarians, because the energy is really frenetic right now. And the way you need to get grounded is get your bare feet on the ground. Get outside, get away from your computers, get away from electronics. Don't watch TV, you guys, in the summer. Unless you're part of the news, you are the news, you are the maker and shaker of laws and changing laws and, a cause. Why are you sitting like a spectator in your own life? That's crazy. We need to flip the switch and get outside and live your life because your health will improve. Do I look like I'm 59 years old? No. Do I feel like I'm 59 years old? No. And my body has been thrashed by a major accident. I'm reconstructed neck to pelvis. Most of the time, I'm not in pain. And it's because I take vitamins. I look forward to the days. I've been on my knees praying forgiveness, asking God for forgiveness, asking God to guide me that I live my life better. I am doing the work that has fulfilled me like I've never been fulfilled before in my entire 59 years. It's thanks to a couple of really sparkly stars out there. Shout out Lada and all of you that have ordered my services and have been so supportive when I decided to embark this new journey. Well, how do you get a new journey and how do you have a new adventure? I'll lead you by your stars. If you get birth chart readings, Time Lord readings, come and coach with me via the stars. But more importantly, it's not sitting like a passive spectator in your life. That's not the way you're supposed to live your life, okay? So August is saying, live, forgive, make amends, resolve. We're going into the future. These changes are inevitable. And I don't want you to get left behind because you're stuck in your stupid ego, okay? So if you're nasty, if your words scorch others, if they're hot and leave other people dry and burned to a crisp, you have a wicked, out of control ego. I'm going to give it to you straight. This is coming from Mama Carvelli. That's not nice. And so your life won't be nice. I discussed in the first half of our video about all that's going to do is tie up karmic knots that strangle everybody that you know. Cutting off bloodlines, cutting off family, cutting off friends. And by the way, those of you bratty adult children, and Mama says again, Mama Carvelli is telling you again, don't think you're fooling us for 1 minute when you ignore our phone calls. We know that your cell phone is your new umbilical cord, and that's against nature. That's an artificial thing that's really messing with your brainwave sleep cycles and dividing your mind because you're believing all this virtual, phony fakery. So go fake yourself if you don't answer your mom's phone call. Did you hear me? I said go fake yourself. So don't ignore your mom. Don't ignore your phone calls. You're going to feel like a big piece of garbage when that's the last phone call that you ever get in this lifetime and you didn't answer it. We know your phone's sitting right there. For the love of lemons, you got your phone at the table. Some of you fools take your phone to the toilet with you. For real? I suggest you ditch your electronics. If you have to use them for work, go right ahead. But do you really need to pay a phone company the astronomical costs that you're incurring, which could buy you a home, a better education? I want you to really think about electronics since that full moon is coming again for our second rare and weird time. 2 full moons in Aquarius, very weird. And it's saying maybe we need to rethink electronics and our robotic interactions and our sexual transactions, because that's not what they're supposed to be. That's not sacred. So the full moon in Leo is saying it's about your heart. And we've got 3 planets in Virgo saying be sacred, be pristine, be pure in your communications, interactions, sexuality, because Venus and Mars are also in Virgo. And Virgo is in the sign Virgo has the same purity that our Blessed Mother in Heaven has. She's a very feminine and clean energy that's untouched by scandal, by ego, and by solicited commerce. So, I know this was a preachy astrology reading. Don't get mad at me. Give me your feedback. I care. I promise that I read the comments. And oh my gosh, if you're a mom that's been scorned, shamed, guilted, disconnected, disregarded, cut off, reach out to me. I do mother and daughter analysis readings, mother and son, father and son. Those compatibility readings really open your eyes and see things from a different insight. And I'm so happy to do those because it is sometimes when we look from a different perspective that we can begin to heal, whether that person wants to participate in our futures or not. And let me just tell you, anybody that's been disregarded, disconnected, shut off, cut off, if you're breaking up, if you had relationships with narcissists and you're hurting right now, there's a lot of us that are praying for you. And the other thing is, when you start to heal and it's going to take time, that's not really a relationship. Relationships are interconnected, interwoven. I give, you receive, I listen, you speak, you listen, I speak. You call me and I call you. I invite you and you invite me. And we share this beautiful sacred bond. I think that it's important for you to have good, clean, honest relationships because, as I said yesterday in your video, it's a direct reflection on your health. So this is me, Lori, with 3 Keys Astrology. Pretend I'm shaking my 3 keys because I can't find them. And I love them. So I hope St. Anthony helps me, directs me to wherever they are because I love my 3 keys. And you know that this channel is based on mind, body, and soul, those 3 keys that are the significators of your lifetime in this earth plane. So you guys have a very happy August. Don't spend your time on a chair staring at a screen. Don't spend your time looking at your screen and ignoring your family members when grandma or mama made you a meal. Be thankful, be forgiving, be loving. Come together, play, and make memories outdoors. And if you're in Australia, I realize this is your winter time, but there's so much winter fun to be had as well. So don't stay inside. Do not be a spectator in your own life. Don't sit passively shaking your fist at the TV and getting your blood pressure up because this Democrat said that to this Republican or this Republican said that to this Democrat. If it's not part of your job or you're not part of the news and you're not a reporter, a journalist, a lawyer, paralegal, directly involved, then why are you sitting there getting all upset about something you can't do a damn thing about? Instead, live your life. The people that live life the longest are the people that are outside eating fresh bounty, getting plenty of sunshine, loving up animals and people because they're happy. So the sun in Leo, I'm wearing my birthday dress. I know I'm a little old for this style, but I don't care. It goes all the way to the floor. And it's one of my favorite colors, butter yellow, sunshine yellow. And today, guess what's happening where I live? The skies are gray. It's gloomy and dark. It's very kind of Aquarian and Neptunian foggy with lightning strikes. And it almost looks like it's nighttime. That's how dark it is. But me, I'm a rebel. So I said, you know what? I'm going to dress like I'm going to the prom today. Actually, I bought this dress for my 59th birthday. And I mean, things like this make me happy. If you could be here with me right now, guess what else I'm doing? Well, astrology, my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And I just had, oh my God, I'm just loving my life. This sits on my table, this beautiful little crystal ball, which is glass blown, which is an amazing alchemy in itself. I've had this for a really long time. See the stars of the lights in my home? And if you could be here right now, you would be smelling the most divine. This came from Minnesota. And I'm so going to get more of these. Let me try not to catch everything on fire. This candle says lemon butter, and it's not a sweet. There is some vanilla in the candle I can smell. But oh my goodness gracious, lemon butter. Like, how about if you make some biscuits and put some lemon butter on that? Or make a lemony roasted chicken, or a lemon meringue pie, or lemon cheesecake, or a lemon pound cake. Even better, because I like me a pound cake over anything that's light, fluffy meringue. Double tours here. Give me some substance when I bite my teeth into it. Excuse me. And yes, I love to eat. That's another thing that boosts our vitality. When you're vital and alive, you eat, you live, you move, you make love. That's living. The sun in Leo says live, play, have fun. So guys, not only do I want you to comment about my sassy mama advice and my preachy astrology, but I'd really also like to hear about what you like to eat the most. What just makes you so happy? And even what do you like to serve your family and friends that you know is soul food? Because it's a good time to have it. It's harvest time, and that's another beautiful, bountiful time of the year. But while we're collecting these natural goodies, we should be frugal again with our finances. If you missed the first part of August video, go see why. This is about natural abundance and natural bounty. Where do we get that? We get that first with love through all of our heart connections. And then next, we get it when we are tender with the land, Mother Earth, and we love her and we care for her in time. The garden analogy is a beautiful creation theme, and it's something that you can do and practice in your daily life, because a garden is a family. It's truly the family tree, the limbs. But gardening takes a lot of thinking, a lot of tenderness, a lot of work, a lot of time devoted, and more importantly, love, sunshine and rain. So when sunshine and rain in your own families, if you weather those storms with forgiveness and put the brakes when the tempers and temperatures get hot, instead of poking somebody's sore wound and putting salt when they're on them when they're bleeding, you take your time. You hug them. You hold them. You put salve on that. You put peroxide on it. You clean the wound. And the same thing with a garden. All the love. Mean people don't grow very good gardens. Did you know that secret? It's true. Okay. Loving people have very green thumbs. And those plants that they're growing enrich their health just like they enrich the plant's health. And did you see that lightning strike, guys? It's strong. Oh my gosh. Anyway, now it's thundering. I told you it's almost like nighttime out there and it's morning. Okay, so the other thing about the garden is you love it and care for it and love it and care for it the way you do families, no matter whether it's storming outside. You cover the plants up if an early frost comes. And then this is the time of the year when you get that harvest bounty and abundance. And when you love each other, adult children, baby children, your spouse, your in-laws, your grandparents, and you nurture that in slow time, be a good listener, make time to spend with each other, you're going to have a very happy, healthy life. And that's what I want for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now. I'll see you soon. Take care. Have a fun August.